Hi guys, today on the video I will show you how to replace the rocker gasket. This is a rocker gasket which I'm using. You can use any other you like. The car which I'm working on is BMW N47. This is a 2.0 turbo diesel from 2008. So on the first place which you have to do, you see this is cracked. You have to be careful with this because it's very fragile. So first thing, you have to remove this nut, screw, and this one as well. And this will allow you to take this out. Then the next step will be to lift the engine cover and pull it out. And then I will show you next step. After this is gone, the engine cover is gone, you have to leave the pins. So you're moving the inner part of it to release it. And the second one as well. And then you can take this cover off. So to be honest, when I think about this, I will need access to the back of it as well. So don't try to take this off yet. I did it, in my case it came off easily, but in your case it might not. So what you have to do is leave this bit here and release the holder. After that we need to remove the cabin filters. So there is a wee plastic nut which we have to unlock. And also there is a metal bit here, so you have to release this metal bit, untight that. This will come off. After this is gone, you're doing the same thing on the other side, which means you're releasing this metal bit. You're disconnecting this connector. There is a button here which you have to press. So you're pressing the button and then this will come off. Yeah, so you see this button here and then it's coming off. Then you have to release here. There is a plastic bit here, and after that filter will come out. Then there are three holders, plastic holders as well, here, there and there, which you have to unlock. There is a holder for the mounting for the cabin filter, so you have to untie this one. There is another one on this, well, there should be one on this side, so you have to take it out. This you're just lifting, and this is coming off. And I will come back in a second when I will disassemble that. Now with this gone, you have to unlock this nut, this one, and that one. And this will allow you to take off the support frame. So with the support frame gone, you can see the fuel injectors look quite bad. So basically they will have to be cleaned, and all the O-rings behind will have to be replaced. Anyway, every time you remove the fuel injector, you have to replace the O-rings. So I got them, and that was part of the plan anyway. So now what we're gonna do, you're putting screwdriver here in the corner and lifting this part up. You see this bit here, you're putting screwdriver between and just pressing it, and this will come off. And then you're doing the same for all four. Just to be clear, you're putting the screwdriver here between those two bits, like that, and then you're pressing it out. So here between, and you're pulling it out. But use the second hand to hold this from other side, just to make sure that you're not gonna damage it. To be honest, when I look at it, there is a diesel which came out of it. I think that it's better to disconnect the battery, because when I was working on BMW M57, it was actually pumping fuel from time to time. So I think better idea will be to disconnect the car battery, just to make sure that it's not gonna pump the fuel. So you're disconnecting minus from your car battery, which is located on the back of your car. So that's the car battery. I disconnected the minus and I left this on top of something just to not make any connections. Now using key 19, you untied those connectors. So this one, that 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 one, and that's all for now. You're disconnecting the fuel injectors, so you're pressing the button here and then you're pulling out the plug, and you're doing this for every single one of them. A cross screwdriver, and you untightening this screw and the one over there. And thanks to this is loose, so it's coming off. The next step will be to work on the fuel injectors itself, so you have to untie this one. So the key for the fuel lines, those, was 19. For the fuel injectors, it's the key E11, which looks like that. Now, when you're taking off the fuel injectors, you have to remember the order. You can number them or make a scratch on them, just 1 and then 2, whatever gonna work for you. But you definitely have to put them in the same order that you took them out. So to remove the fuel injector, you should be able to move it and wiggle about and then just put it out. If this will not come off, then sadly what you will have to do will be using the reverse hammer, which is a slide hammer. You then adding this here and then just banging it out, but gently, because you can damage something. So I hope my one will come through without the hammer. So this is a slide hammer. Sadly one of the fuel injectors doesn't want to come through, so you have to add the slide hammer and then gently bang it out, and if needed you have to tie this again and then gently bang it out. Don't put too much force if you don't need it. Basically try to put as much effort as you need, because if you put too much you can actually pull it out and you can hit something by doing it. So try to do this carefully. In case if you pull out the fuel injector and the washer is still there, you have to use the slide hammer, this kind, which go in, and then you have to tie this a little bit, just gently to get resistance, and then gently slide it out, because this is just a washer, so not gonna require some additional like extra force to take it out. With key number 10, we untightening this screw and that one to release the harness. Now when this is loose, you have to disconnect this connector, which is here. You see this connector? Then afterwards you have to disconnect this connector again. So you're pressing, pulling, because this is connected to the wire. What we have to do is just disconnect all the connectors for all of this so we can take this off the road. So it's gonna be this one from I can see. Here it should be fine. And on this end we will have to untie this screw, because this will release this further. And then again we have to disconnect this connector, that connector, and there is also another sensor, but I don't think, no, we will have to probably this one. We will see. For now, let's disconnect this, that, and then untie this nut here, and we will see. Sorry, I missed this one. There is one more here, and this, you see, it's starting to come off, sliding out. So yeah, we can probably disconnect this as well. To disconnect this, you're probably holding the back and then sliding this out, and this should, yeah, come off. So it's quite easy. After untightening this wheel screw which was there, I disconnected this connector. So I pressed this on the end and just put it out. Another one is here. That's the same story. You're pressing here, you're pulling out. And the third one was here. And the same story. You're pressing it, this on the end, and pulling out. Now this should be more loose and should not, there is one more, sorry, there is one more. So you have to press this on the end and again pull it out, and this should take out from our way. Now the next step will be to remove those three screws. They are size 10, one here, another one will be located, sorry, I hope you can see it there, you see, there's like one here, second one there, and the third one is behind there. So it's basically there. So 1, 2, and 3, and those two, they are from underneath, as you can see. Now with this all loose, we can take that out, and now what we have to do is take the common rail. So we have to remove those two, those two, those two, and maybe there will be something more, or maybe not, probably not. And also we need to untie this one. This is size 19, so we can disconnect this. And I'm not sure about the second one. Hopefully this one, after disconnecting, we can actually maybe move it a little bit. We will see, because in the worst case, if not, we will have to get there and untie the second side as well. So let's see first this one. I did manage to pull out the common rail just by pulling this way. As you can see, this is still here. So if you do this gently, then you will manage to find the space. We will see if this is gonna be enough. Now the next step will be to disconnect this. You're pressing on the both ends. You see there's another one on the other side, so you're pressing both of them and pulling it out. And to be honest, I think this might be all from the bits which holding it on the sides. No, I think this as well, or maybe not. No, it's not. So the next step will be to untie all those bolts. So it's gonna be one here, another one there. There should be another one here. There is a I don't know, I think oil or diesel there, so, but I think it should be one over there. There is another one here. This is between those two. Another one there, another one there. There probably is another one located there. Yes, it is. You see, there is another one there, and then they are two on each side. So there are a few of them, and I think this might be all. So I did manage to put it out. So as you can see, the screws which were here, there is also one more on the very end, which was there. And then afterwards, I was wibbling this about and move this in this order to actually pass this one. Now let me see if untying it is gonna be quite hard, so I think the easiest job will be to do as I did. So it's gonna be just pulling like this, like on this angle, and taking it out, because accessing the other side might be quite complex. It's what is it, if you would like to do it? It's going somewhere. Is it moving? It's going somewhere there, I think. Anyway, I hope you can do the same way as I did. So now you have to clean all the bits which are here, but be careful so it's not gonna fall into the engine. So clean everything gently, and then we're gonna prepare the new O-ring, which we're gonna add on top of that. But everything here, you have to clean it gently and make sure nothing fell. So with the new O-ring added, make sure that everything is aligned properly. And there is one bit which is a bit which you can use for taking it out, as you did with the old O-ring. So remember that this is on the top, and then that those O-rings you have to add in the way where the flat surface is on the top as well. Add everything properly before you will try to fit this into the car. Just make sure that all the O-rings are properly formed, because in other case, if they were gonna be added in the wrong way in the car and they will bend or anything, then this will cause the leakage. Make sure also that you clean the engine, because without cleaning everything around here, this might again cause issues for the O-rings. So clean everything in, and then when you're adding this back, do this under this angle and feed this in under that, and you should be fine. So let's do it. So now when this is sitting in properly, now you have to tie the screws, and you're going from inside to the outside. So first this, then that, then that, then this, that and that, and then the outside one. So you're starting from the middle and you're going to the outside. Now when you're adding this back, the angle that this should be in will provide you this. So just align this with this angle, exactly as the nut will fit, and this will be okay. And then afterwards you're adding those to secure this in place. So when this is added now, don't tie this up too heavily for now, because first you will add your fuel injectors and you will then add the pipes, just to make sure that the angle is proper. And when you add the fuel injectors, then tie this up. I think that from here everything else should be just steps back. So like for example connecting the connectors, like this connector, then another one on other side. It's just, you know, this is gonna be just reverse order. Also, few advices. When you're adding the overflow pipes, remember that lock must be open. So on every single one of them, lock open, push them in. When you hear the click, then it means that they are all the way in, all of them. And when all of them are in, then push the lock, not before. Because in other case, you might actually not close the system properly and the diesel will be leaking out. The second thing, if the engine will, when you're gonna start the engine in the first place, start this for up to 20 seconds. Don't go over that, because if you try to run the engine for longer than 20 seconds, you can fry the starter. So try the engine for 20 seconds. If it doesn't start, leave it for 20 seconds and then try again. If you will see the problems, let's say you're gonna try this number of times and it's not gonna work, it's gonna look like something is not right, the advice might be to disconnect this connector here. So you're pressing the slide here, disconnecting connector, and then use the flat screwdriver to disconnect that from EGR. Then when this is off, you can use the brake cleaner, but you will have to replace the nozzle to add the spray, because original brake cleaner is just straight line, so this has to be a spray. And then you need two people. One person will try to start the engine, the second person will be spraying here, like spray, 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 spray. Don't spray like continuously, just small drops. and this should help your system to start the engine. So I hope that this video was good for you, that advices will be useful. If you got any more advices, please leave them in the comments so you can help other users. Thank you very much for visiting my channel, for watching the video, and as always, I wish you a good day.